Hi guys, it's Manuakwan here, and in this video I'm going to be taking you guys through the entire process for the Envia project. So stick around and let's go. Alright, so guys, this was the final sketch I came up with during the sketching phase. And next up I'll just be adding in the picture into Illustrator. You can do that by clicking on File in the menu and clicking on Place. Then you add a picture from your laptop. It's advisable to reduce the opacity to like 40%, 50% so you can see the strokes while drawing on the picture. Alright, so next off we are going to be vectorizing the logo, and I'm doing that right now with the circle tool, or you can press L on your keyboard to just kind of draw the outer layer, and you can duplicate by pressing Ctrl C and Ctrl F. That's just to paste it in front and then reducing the circle, as you can see, to draw that inner one. And right now just drawing the lines to form the straight part of the letter E logo. So basically I like to take my time with this process because I need to ensure that the logo is well balanced, so trying to use similar widths, making sure everything is nice and clean. And next up, just duplicating to get the inner curve of the E. So basically just take your time. This is why the sketching phase is quite important. If you rush the sketching phase, this part is going to be very difficult for you. You can see I already know where to put in my shapes because I did my best to sketch it as accurately as I could. So just take your time, make sure the shapes are well balanced. And I think it's coming quite nicely. So next off, you can start using your shape builder tool, that's Shift and M, to fill in the solid parts and then removing the parts you don't want by holding the Alt and dragging across them. Alright, so the logo is coming out quite nicely. Just take your time to ensure that all the points are properly aligned and you're good to go. Alright, so while I was working, I kind of felt the logo was slightly imbalanced, especially the gap between the E. That's just right there. It was feeling too wide for me, so I just quickly resketched, revectorized the logo and just close up that gap so everything could be tighter. So it's also good for you to have an optical view so you could equally make a decision that is, let's say, kind of more appealing to the eye. So next off we are going to be applying a suitable font to the logo. Now I know fonts, it's always kind of difficult trying to pick a font, and I didn't just arrive at this particular font from the get. From my research and from the client's requests, the brand tended towards a feminine personality, so I decided to use a serif font, and this is Playfair Display. I think you can get it from Adobe fonts. um, so basically that was my font choice, and right now I'm just trying to align it perfectly to the scale of the logo. So this is kind of a very important process because it's going to determine, the length of the logo type in various places that it's going to be used. So it's not a process that should be rushed. Make sure the kerning is right and everything that needs to be placed should be properly done. What I like to do, as you can see here, is I like to take widths from the logo itself in getting the spacing right. So I'm trying to get the thickness of the logo and using that as my X distance between the logo symbol and the logo type itself. So you can just see I'm putting that in between And it's also essential that you duplicate your text while you outline the one you're working on, just in case you need any changes that need to be done. For this font, I kind of like the kerning already, so I didn't really adjust it as much. So right now I'm just trying to ensure that spacing all around the logo it's adequate, so the logo can um, have enough breathing space when it's used in different applications. So just basically putting the same width of the rectangle across the left, right, and the top. You might also see a lot of designers using this in their posts when they are showing the grid structure for their logo type. So this is kind of a way of ensuring that each element within the logo is well spaced. So right now just drawing a rectangle across it to draw the entire outline. It's pretty essential, like I mentioned earlier, to ensure everything is well spaced. So no need to rush, and let me just speed this up so we can get into it. Yeah guys, pro tip, it's actually very good to always test out your logo on a black background, so you can get to see how it really stands out on different backgrounds. So don't ignore that in your process. Now over here I already got this palette from Adobe Color CC. You guys can check it out, really great website by Adobe. So basically you can use it to test out different palettes. So I kind of narrowed down on this palette because the brand was kind of more nature inclined. So right here I'm just testing out different concepts using gradients on um, the logo on the background, just different things to see um, where I could take the direction of the visual identity. And over here this was just for presentation basis, showing the outline of the logo. Designers do this a lot, and if your sketch is right, this part is going to be very easy. All you have to do is align the finished logo with the initial outline you did, and you're good to go. So basically also the horizontal outline we did, this is just the result. Okay, so we're done with the logo, but your presentation and showing the application of the logo is equally really important. So these are just some shots from my Instagram of showing the whole breakdown of the logo and its applications on business cards, on other merch. So we also worked on a couple of t-shirts, and aside this also patterns and a couple of social media posts. So this is really really essential for you to be able to show how your logo can go far, just beyond the symbol, to something that can really stand as a solid identity. Alright guys, thank you so much. I hope you learned something from this Envia logo design process. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay creative.